Hey, what's going on YouTube? GareBear here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the WW2 Beta. What I liked about it, what I disliked, and some of my own ideas on how to improve the overall game by launch day. Well, without further ado, let's get into it.
Zombie apocalypse.
First, let's begin with the things I do like. But before that, I just want to say that the things I like in this beta drastically outweigh what I dislike about it. This video, however, is going to be used to voice my own opinion on what needs to be changed, so I won't be listing everything that I like. About a year ago, we received the Infinite Warfare beta. While I was excited about a new Call of Duty, during that beta, I wasn't really enjoying the game. There were many occurrences that were game breaking and game ruining. But Sledgehammer this year has done a really good job at patching whatever needs to be patched during the beta weekend. And as a consumer, this shows me that they really do care about the community's feedback. I'm looking forward to November 3rd when the official game launches. Even though I liked Advanced Movement CODs, it's refreshing to go back to a classic boots on the ground experience. Overall, my impression is that this is going to be a great year of Call of Duty, no matter what part of the community you are in. But let's get into what I enjoyed with the beta. First up, the time to kill. Now, keep in mind that I'm only going off of the beta and personal feel, but to me, the time to kill is very nice. It feels almost similar to Black Ops 2, especially when comparing the PPSH and the MSMC. They feel so similar in that regard. You're not going to get instantly killed off the map. There's time to shoot back or at least react to a situation before you die. I do believe that a well-timed jump shot in this game is going to be a big leg up in certain situations, but you shouldn't do it all the time as there really isn't a point to. Drop shots, however, have a really slow animation, so they aren't as effective in past years. Another thing that I enjoyed were the maps, my favorite map being the Trench Warfare one. I can see this map being very good for search and destroy, with one bomb being in between house and barn, and the other being in between bunker and A flag for domination. The other maps were very good as well, with all of them being 3-lane maps with very little verticality. Another thing that I'm really glad about is the dedicated servers. Not only that, but the 60 tick rate. This is going to make Call of Duty so much better and so much more enjoyable for everyone who plays the game. Keep in mind though, this is going to be working off a hybrid system, so you won't always get put on a dedicated server. Say a server is full, or you can't connect to one for whatever reason. The system will pick the best host in the lobby and go from there. The last thing I'm going to list that I enjoyed with this beta was the gun class balancing. Not gun balancing, but gun class balancing. And what I mean by that is that every class of weapons is usable. From SMGs to assault rifles or snipers, you name it. They are all viable options and you can do very well with each one. Sledgehammer did a very good job here so that this game wouldn't be a one-class dominant game like we have seen before in previous Call of Duties. But this is where I'm going to transition into the things that I dislike. Each weapon class had guns that were clearly better than the others in its section, and some guns were just not usable at all against the better weapons in the game. Take submachine guns for example. I guarantee you that every single one of you are thinking of the PPSH or the M1928 if you played the later beta. I don't think that these good guns need to be nerfed. I do believe that the weaker guns in each category need to be buffed so they're matching their counterparts. Now, let's talk about divisions. I like them, but I hate them. And I think most of you will agree with what I'm about to say. Why is Dead Silence part of the Mountain Division and not a basic training kit? Speaking of basic training kits, why in the world do we only get one? We should at least get 2 or 3, or have a pick 10 or pick 13 system where we can have as many of a certain thing in a class that we want as long as we don't exceed that number. Another thing that I really did not like in this game were the score streaks, but I won't go into too much detail about that. I made an entire video on it that you guys can check out, link in the description. But overall, I thought the score streaks were very underpowered. The next thing I'm going to rant about is the tab menu system that they're trying to force upon us. I absolutely hate this system. Why in the world would you tab over to the social section just to invite a friend, instead of pressing Y or triangle, and even then tab over twice more just to view who's in your party? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not that the menu system is alright, and not only is the tab menu system in the multiplayer menu, but it's also in the game. When you press pause while in game, it brings you to a class selection and not an overview like we're used to in previous Call of Duties. You have to tap over just to leave a game or look at a full scale minimap. And when that game is over, the time it takes to load back into the lobby is way too long. I will admit though, they have worked on it a little bit, but it still needs some work. I recommend going back to the old menu system of it being on the left side, and we navigate it by using the left analog stick. The last main issue I have with this game is the audio feedback, and what I mean by that is the sound given off by hit markers, or lack thereof. Let's say you get 4 hit markers on someone and you kill them. Well, you'll only be able to hear 2 because the audio files don't stack properly, and this is making people get bored of the game very quickly, as killing people just isn't as satisfying as it was in recent years. This is just such an easy fix and it's unacceptable for it being in the beta. I really hope that they'll fix it by the time the game fully launches. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more content from me, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. My name is GareBear, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Zombie apocalypse.